I would like to talk to you about an augmented reality storytelling transmedia co-creation project that has the ability to be an international phenomenon, to capture people the world over, inspire them, and really get people who wouldn't really think of themselves as technological creators creating with this new medium. So this is a documentary that tells the story of humanity using augmented reality and depicts the journey of the creative technologist who seeks to bring this perspective to life. So my name is Charity Everett. I am an installation AR artiste, trademark using augmented reality to capture and tell the story of humanity through co-creation and community building. I incorporate data visualization, dance, music, symbology, and physical artifacts, trademarked. My vision to contextualize our existence within the greater arc of humanity began at the age of 7 when I joined Mensa. And through developing this project, I was offered fellowships at MIT and Harvard. So I'm actually a fellow here at the Open Documentary Lab where I'm working on this project, as well as the Derek Bach Center for Teaching and Learning at Harvard. So I am creating artifacts trademarked based on Adinkra symbols that embody different aspects of humanity. So follow my journey from my first artist in residency days to my travels around the world as I use cutting edge technology, installation art to connect, collaborate, and co-create with different artists internationally, and all around the theme of what it actually means to be human, and really informing the future of this technology through ancient knowledge and storytelling. So what's in it for you? You're getting a feature-length documentary on the creation and development of this project. I went from working alone on this project to feeling like I had grabbed onto a rocket ship and had taken off. I gave my first ARIA talk just a few months after I started working on this project. I gave a talk at the ICA that 900 people RSVP'd for, and I showed there. I started my fellowship at Harvard. I started getting speaking engagements all around the US. I did a residency in New York, and that was just within the first few months of starting to work on this project. And all of this and more will be told in the documentary. So the storyline is, I am a real-life Shuri. And if anyone is familiar with the Black Panther, that is the character in the Black Panther who actually comes up with all the technology. She's the Prince's younger sister, and that's actually how I've been described. People have said that to me a few times, which I thought was kind of interesting. So an actual living embodiment of Afrofuturism who's using cutting-edge technology to connect us and help us celebrate our shared origins. So follow me as I bounce between elite institutions, innovate on storytelling and technology, and travel the world doing installation art that brings us back to our humanity and connects the dots between things that happened long ago and things that are happening now, while giving a voice and new method of expression to countless artists around the globe and inspiring those around me. So it's really about, there are so many beautiful artists out there who are expressing themselves in all of these wonderful ways, but they're not really seeing themselves as technologists or expressing themselves with this technology yet. And these are the people who are the influencers of culture. And once these people start working with this technology and deciding it's cool, that's when you'll really see widespread proliferation. So what you are getting, I have some demos.
Wow. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Have you downloaded the app? No.
Wow. Yeah. That's so cool. This is amazing.
Thank you.
No way, you guys.
You saw cool art, what were people's favorite pieces? Let's go, just shout it out.
The art, African art, go back, fetch it.
There it is,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So that first video was just the very beginning, first demo of the project. This next one was a demo that I showed at the Institute of Contemporary Art. Oh, there's another video.
This is the story of a young woman living in a time before our own. In a world made out of ancient wisdom, on a journey through time, exploring what it's like to survive and thrive, and build us to where we are today. This is the parable of Eve. This is the story of humanity. Go back. Fetch it.
All right, so that is the very beginning of the story. So why me and why this project? So I'm the only one doing this and have this particular vision. I have access to the tools, and I would like to develop that vision and share it with others. I was actually on a panel with Dr. Cornell West a few months ago where we were talking specifically about civic engagement and how to get more people thinking of themselves as technologists. I was the Next Rising Star Prize winner in 2019. And I would like to read that quote. "I think the potential of XR is immeasurable, and the surface hasn't even been scratched yet. XR is going to change the way that we perceive the world around us. The concept of reality is going to become more malleable, and with great malleability comes great potential to reshape the world from the ground up. My goals are to contribute to the proliferation of that squishiness and to do it in a way that entrenches us in cultural understanding and awareness while creating projects that are simultaneously engaging and informative." So about the project, Go Back Fetch It is an award-winning project that mixes leading-edge technology of augmented reality with storytelling and art forms of the past to entrance us and allow us to connect to what makes us human. And this is a project that has two main parts. So the original part is the first part is the story of Eve. So when you scan the A artifacts trademark that follow the main storyline, you are given all of humanity's superheroine origin story. So Eve is the first human woman, and she is the mythological ancestor that's pulling the human race forward every step of the way, beginning with when humans discover how to make fire. And follow her as she innovates, discovers, rises, survives, and thrives against the greatest challenges of the human race. And so what I'm really doing is I'm marking the evolution of the human race alongside the evolution of technology, starting with when humans discover how to make fire, moving on to the evolution of hunting tools, agriculture, and the rise of civilizations. So episode 1, humans discover how to make fire. The way that I'm really bringing that in and making it something that's salient is around the central idea of what would it have taken to actually forge us in that moment to make that major technological leap forward. And what I came up with was the idea that the baby is crying. You know, you're in a cave, it's cold, it's dark, it's wet. You hear these animals coming up on you, and you have to figure out how to make fire, and the baby is crying. So that as the first entry point into the story. So how it works. So these are a patent pending technology, the A artifacts trademark, with these physical pieces, tangible wooden pieces. And when you actually scan them, they serve as portals into this world that you enter. And from there, you actually interact with the story. So the way that this is actually meant to live is through an installation where you come into it. The different pieces are on the walls around you. It's very evocative of entering a cave. There's the idea of a fireplace in the middle, and there's a coming together around that. And I'll get more to that in a second. That brings me to the Adinkra symbol collaborations. So the second part of this project focuses on the Ghanaian written system of Adinkra symbols, and they're rich with visual subtext and meaning. They embody different aspects of humanity, and there are 122 of them. And they are widely found in clothing, pottery design, and other artistic expressions of the diaspora. The main symbol of Go Back Fetch It is based off of the Sankofa, and that's the Sankofa right there. And it means that you have to look to the past to move into the future. So it's a bird that's flying forward, turned around with an egg in its mouth. And that idea really recurs throughout the entire project. So the idea is, this is one of the collaborations that I did around a different Adinkra symbol that was called Seso Wosuban Transformation.
In the darkness, I could clearly see everything I'm supposedly meant to be. Boldly outlined by words holding me back, everything I lack. This irresponsibility has become natural tendency in my reality. But fuck that. And through the conversations I have with myself, I can't blame no one else. It's obvious I'm gonna fire the loser in this frame.
Okay. So that part is one of the collaborations that I'm going to come back to in a minute. This is another part of the project that actually deals with educational aspects of it. And this specifically deals with the fallacy of the Mercator projection and how it has really warped our view of the world. So the Mercator projection is the map of the world that they started using in 1569, the one that we've always been taught. They started using it because it made it easy to draw lines between shipping routes, but it actually took everything that was on the poles and made it look bigger, and took everything that was on the equator and made it look smaller. So this is actually a data visualization of the true size of Africa absent the Mercator projection. And this video also shows a dual data visualization that incorporates dance along with human migratory patterns. So this project is really meant to live as a mixed media project with a lot of different elements coming together. So the production plan is, I plan to begin a performance installation in Roxbury, Boston, travel to 10 cities internationally: New York, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, Tunis, Tunisia, Cape Town, South Africa, Accra, Ghana, Dakar, Senegal, and Paris, France. I will go to these different places, take this installation as a traveling installation, stage it as a pop-up with different people performing and expressing their art alongside these different symbols, choosing the ones I want to work with more, collaborating with them on the next piece of the project around a specific symbol that comes into the whole part of it, and actually produce a documentary on the collaboration that happens as I travel that starts with from the initial presentations with the artists, the final pieces, and the creative workflow. I present about the symbols, exhibit the work to date. We get together. I choose the artists that I want to work with. We do production and performance art capture. We do the AR development. We create the pieces, gallery shows, documentary produced about it, feature-length documentary for film festival run, and motion picture distribution. We are currently looking for a budget of $2 million for everything. We are open to working with production partners. We have fiscal sponsorship, and we are open to talk about it. All right, this is my information of how to get in contact with me. You can also contact me on Twitter at CharityARtiste.